Thank you for joining the Lantern Weekly Webcast. I'm Lindsay Fox. As plans to privatize parking get underway, Guy told the Lantern that while this is not a done deal, OSU is in the process of finding a vendor. For more on this story, here's Lantern reporter Sarah Steeman.
Parking on Ohio State's campus may drastically change within the next few years. The Board of Trustees recently approved a $375 million proposal to privatize the university's parking. In other words, the university's parking will be sold to a third-party vendor for an upfront cost. Other big cities like Indianapolis and Chicago have approved plans similar to the one that Ohio State is now considering. Indianapolis project manager Kurt Fulbeck says Indianapolis approved a hybrid plan with a partial upfront payment. The third-party vendor will then give Indianapolis a portion of its profits. Chicago, on the other hand, sold its parking for a one-time payment of $1.1 billion to a third-party vendor. Citizens of the city were not happy about this, and websites were launched criticizing the parking plan. Ohio State is now considering something like this, and students give their opinion to the Lantern.
I have mixed feelings about it. If prices go up, that would be a bad thing because I feel prices are already high. As you already know, it's also hard to find parking even when you do have a parking pass. But at the same time, I was told that other places that they tried it in, like the privatized parking, it worked out.
I think it's a bad idea because in the long run, it's not in the best interest of the students who will probably have to pay more. And then when OSU loses control of the parking lots because it's a privatized company, we don't really have any say anymore.
Ohio State has not yet selected a vendor for this project. Qualified vendors can respond until November 2nd to requests for qualifications. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Sarah Steeman.
Calling themselves Occupy Columbus, supporters seem to share the same sentiment of the economic movement in New York that is receiving mainstream media attention. With more information, here is Matt Edwards.
Occupy Wall Street, a movement seeking political and economic change, began in New York City last month. Now it's making its way across the nation, including our own capital city. Occupy Columbus began in front of the Statehouse on Monday and has continued throughout the week.
I read about the rally Tuesday evening on Tuesday morning, so I've been up here since Tuesday at 6:30 in the evening. What we're trying to do is get people into the system. There's an angry 99% of the population that is sick and tired of corporate influence in our political system and the economic imbalance of wealth that's distributed in our society. We need to change that. To actually get people to stop feeling alienated, stop feeling disenfranchised, they can actually accomplish things by getting together in numbers. You can fight corporate money with people actually getting out there at the grassroots level and getting involved in the system. We've got power in numbers, not dollars.
Protesters say they will continue to stand their ground, and they expect hundreds more protesters to join them Saturday morning right here in front of the Statehouse. For continuing coverage, be sure to stay tuned to the Lantern. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Matt Edwards.
When eating at various campus dining locations, Ohio State has made an effort to offer options that meet all allergy concerns. Lantern reporter Katie Harriman has more.
I'm standing here at the Traditions at North Dining Hall in the North Commons, where students with special dietary needs will now find it easier to eat a good meal. Ohio State is making efforts to offer more options on campus for students who suffer from food allergies, such as one to gluten, a type of protein found in foods processed from wheat and other grains. OSU Executive Chef Mark Newton tracks which foods incoming students list on food allergy forms given at orientation and incorporates new foods into their meal plans. Newton says manufacturers have made quality gluten-free products more available over the last 5 years. Newton says he has received very positive feedback from students and their parents. The gluten-free foods, such as bagels, buns, bread, tortillas, desserts, and deli meats, are served at this location, Morrill Tower, and Kennedy Commons. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Katie Harriman.
Ohio State football sophomore cornerback Dominic Clark will not travel with the Buckeyes for Saturday's game at Illinois after being arrested Sunday and charged with disorderly conduct during an on-campus incident involving what a witness described as a compressed air gun. An OSU student called the University Police Department and said that 3 black males were sitting on top of the roof of Marketplace, a campus eatery, firing a paintball gun down at people. The OSU Police Department report identified Clark, as well as football freshman offensive lineman Chris Carter and men's basketball freshman Sam Thompson. In an email to the Lantern, OSU football spokesman Jerry Emig confirmed that Clark would be suspended. With other sports news, here's Lantern reporter David Girard.
The Ohio State football team received more bad news early this week. Coach Luke Fickell announced in his press conference Tuesday that senior defensive end Nathan Williams will likely miss the remainder of the season. Williams, who was on the preseason Hendricks Award watch list given to the nation's best defensive end, could be eligible to return next season if he is granted a medical red shirt.
It seems like they're getting outcoached, obviously, after all the worthless losses in the past couple weeks. But I don't see I didn't even remember his name. Fickle, whatever the hell his name is. I don't see him lasting further than one more year because of the predictable play calls, and I feel like Bowserman should be nominated for AARP, isn't he? Eligible?
Oh, he qualified last year, yeah.
So I feel like he should hang it up and let some actual football players play.
And I feel like it's all downhill from here. I feel like we're never going to get back our players. It's just going to be sanctions upon sanctions, and this year's pretty much done for. But in the years to come, I feel like we can work back to where we were.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a rebuilding year, for sure.
I concur.
Sure. At a point when there is much criticism surrounding the Ohio State football team, even former head coach John Cooper shared his thoughts with the Lantern. He said that despite an embarrassing offseason and the ongoing distractions, a win at Illinois could set the Buckeyes straight. He said, quote, "We're getting better," and feels that OSU could win out the season. On a lighter note, senior running back Boom Herron will make his season debut this weekend. The latest depth chart still showed Jordan Hall and Carlos Hyde as the primary running backs, but Coach Fickell did say Herron will get some touches and to expect him to be active on special teams this weekend. Being 3-3 and 0-2 in the Big Ten for the first time since 2004, the Buckeyes look to turn their season around, taking on the Fighting Illini of Illinois Saturday at 3:30. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm David Girard.
For details on these stories and all the news happening around Ohio State, stay tuned to The Lantern and thelantern.com. From all of us here at The Lantern, I'm Lindsay Fox. Thank you for joining us.